out a smoker. Alright, so time to pull this thing in, get this project started. I was hearing like a, I don't know, like a little bit of an engine rattle. Coming from this thing. I don't know. I just know one thing. It smokes really, really bad. So, I'm gonna get this thing pulled in. I'm gonna get it up on the lift and basically smoke out my garage. Give the transmission a test, make sure that the transmission's shifting properly before we go and pull this smoke machine of an NSRT4 apart. Man, that's some black oil. All right, let's see how much oil we have since it uses it. Well, we're down almost a quart. It's pretty foamy. But that's enough to test the transmission. So let's get this done. I kind of like the look of these, but honestly, it reminds me of my old Jeep Wrangler days with the metal floor. Look at that. Slide around. All right. First gear. All right. We got speedometer, and we threw an ABS light right away. All right, here we go. First. Second. Third. Fourth. Seems like it's working, but do we really need to? Look at this. Hopefully that picks that up. I can't believe how much this freaking thing smokes. Alright, trans is in neutral. Transmission works. We've smoked out the garage. I guess at this point we just start taking this thing apart. I'm gonna vacate for a little bit, let this clear out. I got the doors hanging open. She is a smoker. Look at this. I don't know. Hopefully this camera can pick this up. Let me grab a paper towel. Just clears. Okay, so one we used to check the oil. Okay, good clean spot here. This it's gonna take a very long time for all of this to burn out of this exhaust once this thing has a good motor in it. I just all right, so anyway, the plan is we have this motor here. I did a complete reseal on this thing. We've got a good exhaust manifold. We are waiting on a 3-inch elbow for this. We have a big front mount that we're going to be putting on this. It's getting Clutchmaster's clutch, and like I said, basically I'm pulling this thing out, and everything that's in here It's going to be going over. It's going to be made right. We'll be reusing like this. Probably this new power steering pump. This, obviously the battery, blah, blah, blah. Anything that's nice off here, we're going to be reusing. In case you wanted to know, this is the newer line that comes, this is the oil feed line that comes on the PT Cruisers. And that right there just isn't right. It hits the firewall. So that's going to give me a little bit of an argument trying to get this motor out. So I'll probably have to take the oil line itself off or pull the turbo off before I can get the engine and transmission out like I normally do, or you should be able to do. I think we're in the process of looking for some different wheels to stick on this also. I think we're doing, if you look in here, you can see we got all this rust, like there's uneven wear on these brake rotors. So we have new brake rotors, front and rear coming, and brake pads, because the brake pads are almost shot. Yeah, we're going to be rebuilding some life into this thing. So, there's just the overall game plan. Like I said, the car itself is actually pretty nice. There's a little bit of paint variances. If you have an orange, you exactly know what I'm talking about. The interior in this car is really nice. The seats are nice. Like I said, they have the aftermarket mats in it. He's gonna need, maybe, who knows, maybe we'll put maybe we'll get an AFR gauge in here and some other stuff. It's already got a 30/30 boost gauge put in it. I know we got some parts, and the extra parts are in the trunk already, so we're gonna have to dig them out. It is the Corsa exhaust on this, but we've got a long road ahead of us on this one. This orange car, I don't know, orange smoky orange. All right, not quite sure what to call this one here. All right, so I kind of just think that maybe they took oil and just dumped it all over everything for like rust prevention or something, possibly. Like, I'm not quite sure what they got going on here. It's a pretty ugly, we got oil leak in there. This really, I thought, was quite inventive. Look at what we got coming out of there to hook the vacuum line to. Someone really put some thought into that. And you can tell it's been there for a while. That has been on there for quite some time. So, okay, so we got, it's got nice hard pipes on it, but I mean, there's that much oil coming through this thing. There's actually oil, like, coming out of this thing. What else here? Looks like this is an aftermarket map. What do we got here? OEM tip. No part numbers, so it's hard to say what's there. Supposedly, there was new injectors put in. There's plenty of those available. I'm not quite sure why. I see a bunch of silicone coming out over here. So I would say that this is probably not best. You don't need this. There's a seal that comes with it. You put silicone on it. 9 out of 10 times it makes it leak. We don't have an overflow bottle for our coolant. Look at this. We've got oil running down the intake here. All over the place. Hopefully the center mount looks good when we get this thing out. All right, let's take a look on the bottom. Okay, so we have cold side pipe, or hot side, cold side. What we got? That much oil. A new drain plug. I mean, I'm sure that was what they thought was going to fix the leak. Nothing too amazing down here. All right. Let's get this mess cleaned up. I just really thought that the vacuum line coming off the turbo was quite spectacular. So I'm just going to get in here. I'm just going to start unhooking stuff like I do any other time, and boxing up bolts, setting parts off to the side. Anything that I know I'm going to be reusing, I'm going to be running through my parts washer and getting it cleaned up. Certain things I might, take the wire brush to this and actually repaint it. That way it looks nicer when I'm reinstalling it. Same with the bracket below it. I'll have to check out some of this wiring. Looks like something was done here at one time, so we're gonna have to clean that stuff up and get it fixed. Reverse light wiring, it's not even plugged in. I think we had the sensor laying down here somewhere. This was one that had the wire coming down, I think. So, all right. Oh, look at that. That's gonna be bent. Good thing we got one of those already on our motor that we pulled off of our parts engine that we had, because the second engine did come with this car. I guess they figured this one being bad, they bought another one, or I don't know, maybe they had that one and thought this one was the better of the two and threw it in there. Not quite sure on the story, but yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, so some more stuff I found. These 3 bolts were holding the power steering pump on. They're wrong. We're not going to be reusing them. Got some of this wiring and stuff. Got the belt. Down here, just kind of to confirm our smoking issue, that it wasn't like something with the turbo. This is the lower cold side pipe. This thing's pretty much brand new, just like, or hot side. I mean hot side. This is the hot side pipe. Look. No oil. No oil. Almost nothing. Okay. So, let's see here. What do we got in here? Anything? Look at this. No oil up in the turbo. So, 100% valve seals making this smoke. It's hard to say. I mean, this motor could have a lot of miles on it. It still had good compression when I tried the compression test, but if you have oil in the cylinders, it'll bring it up a little bit. So, I mean, it's hard to tell, but there was good enough compression there. But it's definitely going to be a valve seal issue. And I mean, technically at that point, you should pull the head. If you're going to do it, just do everything, because this is so old and so many miles. That's why we're just doing a whole nother engine. The upper bolt on the driver's side's loose. Like, I don't know if it's the wrong bolt because it's tight. This one down here pretty much can take out with your fingers. Just some serious, look at that note. All right, and then, like I said, I think these motor mounts are pretty new. But if you take a look here, this is the way the stock mount goes into here. All right, technically you want to switch this plate around. Instead, we decided to let it like that, and then we damaged the bushing on this, I would say, new mount. I mean, there's some new parts. There was a new NTK O2 sensor, actually, that was installed. Like I said, the new hard pipes. A couple new things were put on here, but when you're doing this, you're just defeating it. All right, so just wanted to show that off. I'm also looking through the hole. The center mount is pretty sagged, so I'm probably almost confident that when I pull this out, that center mount's going to be bad too. So something else to look forward to.